So the trail starts at the other side of Bangor. Well, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm parked up in the long stay car park at the train station. So the first thing we're going to do is head towards the trail, and we'll get to the start point. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, not the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. So this is Penrhyn Dock, Porth Penrhyn, let me get it right. And as I believe it, this is where the Snowdonia Slate Trail starts. There's no signage to say anything. No like introductory sign saying this is the start of the Slate Trail, but I'm hoping up here there will be, and I think there is, so this is where my journey begins. Looking forward to this. I go up that way. So I've done 1.5 miles from the car park to the start of the trail here. Like I said, there's no notice board to say this is the start of the Snowdonia Slate Trail. It is a relatively new trail. It's only been here 3 years. So I don't suppose you can expect too much, and maybe that's something in the pipeline. It's obviously, these things need funding, and when it's only 3 years old, I think funding's fairly non-existent, to be honest. But one day hopefully there'll be a sign there that says this is the Snowdonia Slate Trail. I'll tell you a little bit about it. So today I'm walking about 18 miles, I think. I may take a little detour up to the Norvig Slate Quarry while I'm passing, or I might drop my stuff off and come back to it later. But yeah, it'll be around 18 miles. Every day's around between 18 and 21 miles, I think. So next stop probably Bethesda, that's kind of halfway today, and then through to Llanberis. Let's go. So already I'm seeing evidence of slate use. This fence, as I start the walk, is made of slate. So I believe this to be one of the old railway bridges down here. There we go, look. I'm not going to read all this out now, but if you pause the video, you may have a read yourself. Obviously that viaduct is no longer in use. We now have a footbridge. Nice easy track walking for this first section. Flat, smooth, easy going. So far there's been plenty of signs along the way. Every turning that you need to take, there has been a sign. I'm just passing by this. I'm guessing it's something to do with Penrhyn Castle, which you could make a detour to today, but given the distance I'm doing anyway, I'm not going to do it. It'd add 2 or 3 miles to the route. Slight use on these garden walls. Right, so my watch has just buzzed to say I've been going 5 miles as I pass under the A55. pretty little spot. As we passed by the old mill, so just down by the water there would have been an old mill wheel somewhere, I believe. So I've just got a view of Penrhyn Castle way in the distance. So you can see the cloud is quite low today. Mountain tops are covered. So it seems to split here and go two different ways. It goes that way and this way. There we go, how cool is that? Very impressive carving skills. So the path away from the dragon actually leads back to the trail anyway. So you do miss a very short section of the trail out. But I think it's worth it for that detour. Thank you very much. Thank you. We've got a churchyard here, and no surprise to guess what the headstones are made out of. They're all slate. We'll just come in the front gate to have a quick look. Yeah, plenty of slate in use here. So I've just got the first views of Penrhyn Quarry in the background. I'm in Llanberis, I think that's how you pronounce it. I just found a bench. I'm 7.5 miles in. I'm just going to have a quick nibble, I think. Some good views from up here. Oh, I heard that. More slate in use, of course. So you can see the Velocity 2 zip wires over in Penrhyn Quarry there. And I don't know if you can see centre screen now, there's a little red bus just making its way up. So from here, this route becomes a circular. And this is the finishing point of the route. So I'm already at the finish. But Bangor to Bethesda is the first part, and then so I've done 9.4 miles. And I'll talk to you in a bit about the passport. We have a passport which we can fill in, get stamps from various places on the route. And when the passport is full, for a small fee of £3.50, we can get a little medal to commemorate the journey. And one place we can get a stamp from is here, but it's currently closed. However, if I'm finishing off here later in the week, I might be able to get a takeaway from there. Looking at that, they are actually closed, so we'll see what happens. I just nipped into the Llanberis in Bethesda to get myself a drink and some nibbles. And now we're back on the trail. I think life has been my choice of nibble today. Is that grebe? So I think it's fair to say slate has never been in short supply around here. Masses and masses of the stuff it's used all over. And the walls and the gates, everything is slate, as you would probably expect given the amount of it. That was a good old climb out of there. That was hard going. Bethesda back down in the distance. Whew. Sun's come out as well. So a lot of black cloud up there, mind you. Threatening showers. I've had a little spell of drizzle, but not a lot. Not enough to warrant a waterproof yet. Cracking views of the sea behind me. I'm still climbing up. Plenty of mountains this side of me. Clouds still hovering over the tops of them. I'm heading up this way. Still going up, still climbing, only slowly. Making good time though, I think. I've done just short of 11 miles. No, I haven't, just short of 12 miles. And it's 11 o'clock in the morning. I started at 7, so about 3 miles an hour. That's a pretty average for me, so some tough going. But that should mean I'll be in Llanberis early afternoon. Not too sure how much further it is. I think it's about 8 more miles, 7 or 8 more miles, which would take me to 1:30, 2 o'clock, which would be ideal really. Sit and chill for the afternoon in Llanberis. So I've just passed a couple walking, fairly elderly couple, and they were saying that this path, it's quite a good path actually along here, but there's a few boggy patches, but nothing to worry about, so that fills me with hope. Often walking across lands like this, it can be very boggy, so all being well, this should be a fairly easy section. So we've got a downhill split in the stream. It goes off 2 different ways, that away and that away. It's a bit remote up here. This is where I've just come from down this direction. So no decent paths or anything. And quite boggy at times. But yeah, just like this, just a grass track. But at times you get some serious bogginess or squelchiness. It's different slate style. 2 side bits of slate and then some iron bars or whatever they may be for steps. Lots of foals in the fields here. Over the Norwich. I can smell food. I can smell a cafe. I absolutely can. Cafe. So I'm just dropping away from my lunch spot. Snowdon is somewhere up there behind that lot. Guessing that might be Llanberis, that's where I'm heading. My campsite's just the other side of Llanberis. I mentioned earlier in the film today about the passport. There's a passport that you can do. You collect stamps. There's 16 different venues which have stamps for you to stamp your passport, and you need 8 stamps in order to get the commemorative medal. Which I think I say is £3.50 you send off for it when you've completed your passport. I've made a boo-boo though. The lodge at the Norwich where I've just had my lunch was one of the places I could have got a stamp, and given obviously we're just coming out of COVID-19 problems at the minute, a lot of the places are still closed. The next place I could get a stamp is the National Slate Museum, which is down here in Llanberis somewhere, but that's currently closed. Oh, it's got a whiff of train, diesel or something, oil. Anyway, yeah, but that's currently closed, so I'm not going to get that one. And the way I worked it out, I've been looking at things online to see what was open and what was closed, and I reckon I could have got 9 along the way if everything's open that I think it is. I've missed one, so there's still a possibility, I hope, of 8. Otherwise I'm not going to get my commemorative medal. But I'd love to get the passport stamped. I have spoken to Aled actually, who I'll talk more about Aled another time. Aled is basically the man who created the trail, the person who's written the guidebook, which again I'll talk to you in a bit actually, I'll talk to you about that later. And he did say, because everything's closed at the minute, if I had a photo of my face outside them and used them as stamps and stuck it on the passport, it'd be alright. So I still want to get the stamps, but if not, that's another option too. Right, I'm dropping down now. Fairly easy path, and I think I'll be in Llanberis in about half an hour. Not quite sure if you can make that out, but you can see bits. Blasting operations. There's a little railway down here which is up and running again, and I did think about having a little ride on just to have a chill out this afternoon, but again COVID has altered things. It used to be £9 a person for about an hour's ride, which would have been alright, but now you have to pay for the carriage, which holds 6 people, and I think it was £25. I think that's a little bit excessive for me on my own for 1 hour's train ride, so I'm not going to be doing that. Let's see if I can find anything else to do while I'm in Llanberis. Pause to have a read of this if you wish. But this is a little sort of pulley thingy. Oh, I can't see it very well from up here. I wonder if I can get down below it as well. With little carts where they used to drop the slate down off the mountainside here. And it would have continued up to there. There's no way to get in, hey? So what I'm going to do, now I've started climbing up, is do my little detour from here and go up and have a look around some more of the quarry higher up and then drop back down again. I wasn't going to do this, I can't resist. So what's this bit? So we've got something through here. One of the old mines, I imagine. Obviously no way in, but I wonder if I can see through that hole. There we go. So it's been restricted to protect the bats. No surprise to guess what the steps are made of. You got it. It's slate. And I think there's plenty of steps here as well. So 17 plus miles in. Not really sure I wanted this climbing. It's the train making all the noise, I think. Oh, there's a crossing. Train crossing. Is it? I think. I'm not sure. What a beautiful afternoon it's turning into as well. Oh, that must be the castle as well over there then. Big old castle that, isn't it? Right, let's get up a bit higher. Don't think there's much to see up there. More remnants of old workings. More pulley system. So lots of little paths littered about. I'm going to take this one up here in a minute. I'm just going to have a look at this lot first. I think this is a store, probably a dynamite store or something like that, or once was. There might be a door on the other side. I'll go to that in a second. Because this looks like where it's been blasted, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go, look. So I'm assuming a store for some explosives or something else. Llanberis down there. I've had to crack the sweeties out. Sweeties for the day. And choose randoms. So now we really start to get a feel for the industry, I suppose, the slate workings. Masses upon masses of the stuff. Obviously all the walls and buildings, of course, are built with slate. So I'm just heading over now. There's a viewpoint over this direction. So we'll go and have a look at the viewpoint and see what we can see from there. I think you could spend hours exploring around here if you like. I don't know what this is up here, but I've seen someone up at the top of it. So I assume you can get up there. I won't be doing that today. I think I've done enough climbing. I'm at about 19 miles already, and I've got at least 2 miles to get to my campsite, I'm sure. And I might just have a quick wander around Llanberis to have a look. No, it will be quick. There's some nice little seating areas here as well. Well worth exploring, all the little old huts and things, and obviously plenty of slate. So I'm dropping down this from the quarry here. I've been dropping down quite a lot already. It's really, really steep, and you just think that once upon a time when you used to walk up here every day to come to work, that must be a nightmare. You'd be absolutely knackered before you got to work. And just think about it on a cold, snowy, icy, cold, wet day. Oh, thank you. But if you didn't do it, you didn't get your wage, so they just seem to go on forever. And they're really big steps as well. I'm having to sidestep down them. That's probably to do with the fact that I'm getting a bit tired. My legs are getting a bit tired. Oh. But yeah, sod working up here for a living. So we've got the Llanberis Railway up there. The Slate Museum there, but it's well and truly shut. So where the top of this first one is, that's where I walked under, and just beyond it with the steps to go up. Llanberis. So the Llanberis Mountain Railway Station is there. The Llanberis path starts just behind it. If you want to climb Snowdon. So that's novel. I've just stopped at the Penrhyn Hotel for a pint. And you have to sit at the table, download an app, Swifty app, pay with your card on the app, and it'll be delivered to me in a few minutes, hopefully. Do not have a pint. Right, so that is it. The boots are off for the day. Flip-flops are on. Tent is set up. No more walking today. Actually, there's a little bit of walking just to have a shower, but that's only in that building up there, which will be done very soon. These are the views from the campsite. So it's the website's campinginllanberis.com. It's a basic campsite. I've not looked at the showers yet. There's a little wash area and whatever else, and a couple of showers. So today 22.73 miles is what the watch is showing. I think the other trackers are very similar. Hard going, to be fair. I probably shouldn't have gone up into this lot, into these quarries. Well, this quarry, the Llanberis Slate Quarry. But it was worth visiting, I think, while I was there. I'm glad I did. It was hard, but I'm glad I visited. Somebody's just made a donation. I'm doing this for charity, by the way, I've not mentioned that yet. I'm doing it for the Nottinghamshire and Lincolnshire Air Ambulance. I live basically on the border of Nottinghamshire and Lincolnshire. I just had a thought. I said to you earlier, I'd mention about the book and the passport. I'll start with the book. So this was written by Aled Owen. Aled Owen is the man behind the trail, really. I've spoke to him on Facebook. Originally I was planning on walking a different national trail. I was torn between Hadrian's Wall and the Yorkshire Wolds Way. So I posted in another group that I'm in, has anyone walked them both and which one do you recommend? And there were lots of recommendations and lots of recommendations that weren't any of them to walks. One was the Cleveland Way. I haven't got the hours to do that this time around. I've got some flies bugging me now. But then Aled Owen piped up and said, walk the Snowdonia Slate Trail. And after a few conversations with him and whatever else, I ordered the book. Even got a nice little signed message from him himself in the book. So it's quite useful as far as guidebooks go. It tells you all about the slate workings, it tells you about Snowdon, it tells you about pretty much everything you need to know, I think. Then there's things like this. How long will it take? Itineraries. They don't actually mention 5 days, which I'm planning on doing in there. They do a 6-day, 7-day options and 8-day options. Accommodation and refreshment guides, all things like that you'd expect in these sort of books. And then route guides. So just as a quick example, that's part of today, I think. Yes, that was the first part of today. There's the elevation thingy in the back, so everything that you need is in there. If you order it from the Snowdonia Slate Trail website, part of the payment goes into the trail. Money goes back into the trail, so I think that's a good part. You can buy it on Amazon, I think, a couple of quid cheaper, but if the money's going back into the trail, it's worth that extra couple of quid, isn't it? So get that if you want to do the trail. With that comes, and it probably won't if it comes from Amazon, but with this comes the passport. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I missed today's passport chance. So you've got 8 squares to get stamps from different venues. There's 16 different venues throughout the route. There was a possibility of 2 today, I think. Actually, possibility of 3. The Cafe Coed y Brenin, is it, I think, in Bethesda, which was closed. The Lodge de Norwig, which was open and I should have got a stamp from. And the National Slate Museum, which was closed. So I only had the opportunity to get 1 today and I've missed it, which I'm a bit gutted about. There's a couple tomorrow. Canolfernifron, is it? Again, pronunciations are not going to come here. I can get 1 from there. I think that might be it tomorrow. But yeah, there's 16 different places that have the stamps. You only need to get 8, so it should be possible. And as it says in here, £3.50
make your payment to exit whatever, and you'll get yourself a little medal on completion. So that is me signing off for the night. I've got far too much video to edit as well. See you tomorrow. Somebody else is stuck on top of Snowdon.